Hello everyone, and welcome to day 133 of Project 365. This is going to be an open letter to Martin Ssempa and the Ugandan government. Mr. Ssempa, you are by far the most contemptible human being that I have ever even heard of. How dare you suggest that homosexuals be killed on the sheer fact that they are homosexual? How does that equate to the same feelings or ideas of love and peace that your religion attempts to spread? You are completely misrepresenting the words of the Bible, and I am not even religious, and I understand that. Now, I'm not going to bother talking religion, because I know that, in terms of religion, I will never get through to you. However, I would like to enlighten you of a few things that you seem to keep perpetuating that aren't true. By now, everyone knows your oh-so-famous clip of the press meeting where you describe certain homosexual practices in the bedroom. And these aren't necessarily true, nor do they represent the entire homosexual population. First of all, you discuss anal licking, which is actually commonly known as rimming here amongst the gay community, in which you state, homosexuals eat the poo-poo like ice cream. I'm sorry, but that's actually a specific genre that was actually made popular in Europe, most specifically Germany, and it's a specific subcategory called scats. It's a very disgusting thing that most people don't actually participate in, and if you wanted to be more specific, it actually commonly happens more amongst heterosexual couples than homosexual couples. Next, you go into the talking about fisting. Anyone who's aware of what the term is knows what it is. That being said, again, you're completely misrepresenting the homosexual population by saying that that's a practice that every homosexual goes through. Again, not true at all whatsoever. In fact, it's generally people who are extremely submissive that go through this process of fisting. And also, technically speaking, not everyone who undergoes fisting takes drugs, and actually that pleasure that they derive from it comes from the prostate gland, which if you knew anything about male anatomy, you would know was considered the male G-spot. And so you, again, total misrepresentation of what happens in the homosexual community. That being said, you've often mentioned that it is nobody's business what happens in a homosexual or a heterosexual's bedroom. That is 100% true. And the fact that you're trying to go into certain parts of the homosexual community and misrepresent the community as a whole only shows how totally dishonest you really are. And the fact that you are arguing that homosexuals' #1 target is children is again perpetuating this extremely stupid idea that only is there to generate fear and to generate hatred. If you wanted to completely represent the homosexual community, you would also talk about the numerous things we do in advancement towards human rights, how we've advanced fashion, acting, general entertainment. In case you didn't know, a few famous philosophers were also homosexual, namely Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. And you would go more into giving people a general idea. Instead, you pinpoint on the quote-unquote bad or unnatural things. That being said, homosexuality is actually not that unnatural. There's numerous animals who actually participate in homosexual activities, and again, we don't exactly target children. Yes, there is a general age gap between a lot of homosexual couples, that's a given, but that's from this whole idea of father-son mentality. And that's more because, much like in heterosexual couples where a heterosexual male will look for a woman who is a lot like his mother, a homosexual man will look for someone who is a lot like his father, because those are the people that they sort of held the standard to for their partners. So, Mr. Ssempa, I hope that I've enlightened you about certain characteristics that you portrayed incorrectly. And I hope I enlightened you in the fact that the practices you talked about aren't exclusive to the homosexual community. Scat and fisting are both popular things amongst both. Well, not exactly popular, but are done within both the homosexual and the heterosexual community. Lastly, your argument that you're protecting Africa from AIDS by killing homosexuals is completely wrong. If you truly wanted to protect Africa from AIDS, you would promote the use of safe-sex practices. However, after recent appearances by the Pope and a few other things, that isn't exactly what's been promoted. In fact, the Pope promoted no usage of condoms and contraceptives because they're unnatural. However, it is because of these exchange of sex fluids that AIDS is actually spread. So you should probably educate yourself a teensy bit more before you go on and making these egregious, outrageous claims. So, as I said, hopefully I informed you, I provided you with information, and gave you a little bit of a spotlight into what you completely misrepresented. Thank you if you actually watched this video, and if you didn't, oh well, I tried. I'm obviously going to keep trying, but I tried for right now. That being said, to my normal viewers, question of today is, how do you feel about this proposed bill in Uganda? Does it make you as sick as it does me? Or are you outraged by it? Do you support it? I'm not going to say anything if you do. I'm not going to say anything if you don't. I'm just curious to see how people feel about this. So that being said, that's it for today, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.